A photo a day keeps despair at bay. A 100-day creative challenge, a perfect partner, and the power of one tiny beautiful thing. Before I read this post to you, I need to stress that I created it as a photo essay. The photos tell the story as much, if not more, than the text. Without seeing the images, you won't get the full effect. A link to the digital post and all the photos will be in the show notes. Last December, I was introduced to the idea of a 100-day creative project in one of Suleika Jawad's monthly creative hours. Her guest that day was Michael Beirut, international designer, Yale professor, and originator of the 100-day project. The idea of the project is to choose a creative activity that you could commit to for 100 days in a row. The medium is wide open, but whatever you decide to do must be repeated in some form every day. When given as a classroom assignment, each student gets 15 minutes on the 100th day to present their project to the class. Here are just a few examples of past projects as reported by Design Observer. Rachel Berger picked a paint chip out of a bag every day and responded to it with a short writing. Eli Kim filmed himself doing a different dance in a different place every day. Hila Katki demonstrated 100 ways to use a clunky wooden folding chair. Lauren Adolphson took a picture of 100 people she'd never met before. And Tara Kelton destroyed a small plastic man every day a different way for 100 days. In introducing the challenge, Suleika shared, "I know from experience how powerful the 100-day project can be, both the sense of creative possibility and the organizing principle it affords. Your day becomes centered around making one tiny, beautiful thing. There are so many shapes such a project can take, from writing morning pages to painting, piano playing, or walking in nature." I was intrigued. At the time, I was about to have cancer surgery. The authoritarians were winning, and I needed something positive to look forward to. So, most of you listening to this essay know that I'm an author and a writing teacher, so it would be logical for you to assume that my 100-day project would center on writing. It doesn't. As I listened to Suleika, I immediately knew the genre I would choose: photography. Since I wasn't part of a college class undertaking this assignment together, and I'm a big believer in community support, I knew it would be more fun and that I'd probably be more successful if I didn't take on this practice alone. So I reached out to my friend Kendra Webster and asked if she'd join me as an accountability partner, texting each other one new photograph a day for 100 days. I was thrilled when she said yes. Kendra has been my perfect partner in this pursuit. When she joined my 2024 creative pilgrimage on the Camino de Santiago in Spain, I noticed the quality of her photos right away. I've always blogged my travel retreats, and I wanted to be able to include better photographs. But to do so, I had to become a better photographer. One morning, as we strolled together through rolling farmland, savoring the warm September sun, I told Kendra that, and she offered to sit with me at lunch to give me some pointers. A couple of hours later, we cozied up on a bench at an outdoor cafe on the Camino. While we enjoyed our tortilla de patatas, Kendra introduced me to a dozen features I didn't know existed on my iPhone camera. Every few days after that, she'd look at my camera roll, make cropping suggestions, tell me why one version of a photo was better than another. She showed me how to do basic editing right on my phone. Kendra was an encouraging coach and a good teacher. My photos started to improve. When the trip was over, Kendra referred me to an online photography class, and I took it. And just this past fall, she moved back to Santa Cruz, California, where I live, so we were now in the same vicinity. I looked forward to going out on some great photo shoots together. But then I got cancer, and Kendra was consumed by her new job. Neither of us had the bandwidth to get together in person. But a 100-day photography practice, done asynchronously in our own time, shared with the click of a button on devices in the palm of our hand, it was perfect. Our 100-day challenge has just 3 rules. 1. Text 1 photo a day with a number and a title. 2. A new picture has to be taken every day. No stockpiling of photos for future use. 3. It doesn't have to be a good photo. For me, in this season of dual illnesses, having this daily practice has brought me great joy. On days I felt stronger, I've headed out on hikes with my dog, iPhone tucked in my green striped shoulder bag, rambling through the beaches and woods of Santa Cruz, taking slow, careful shots, giving me many to choose from. Other days, I've grabbed a quick image while walking with my wife or a friend. Some days, all I've been able to manage is stepping onto the back porch in my red flannel pajamas and taking one shot of the sunset, the apple pear tree in the fading light, the brilliantly colored tile on the path to my office. A few times, I've been too sick or busy and have forgotten our practice entirely, only remembering when nudged by the ping of Kendra's text when there was no light left in the sky. Those days, I've been forced to find an indoor subject. My blonde dog splayed out on the black and white checkered kitchen floor, a selfie of me looking ragged in bed. More than once, my daily photo has featured the Stanford Cancer Center. And if you go to the post, you'll see some of those images. Once I recovered from the viral infection captured in shot number 19, I started venturing out on my walks again. This storage shed is my turnaround point on a favorite hike behind the Chaminade Resort. The vast majority of my photos are taken on walks. Kendra, on the other hand, loves to photograph her dog. Coincidentally, our dogs are both named Luna. But my Luna does not pose for portraits. She is very clear about that. Kendra's Luna is quite photogenic and doesn't seem to mind the limelight. Kendra also loves photographing flowers. I'm not so big on flowers, but I do love photographing trees. Of course, you would see a lot of trees if you were looking at the post. We both take lots of photos that reflect the beauty of the natural world around us. Sometimes we respond to each other's work with a thumbs up or a heart. Other times, a line of appreciation. Sometimes our responses blossom into conversation, but they don't have to. The photo is always the thing. Sometimes our photos are like a conversation, like this recent exchange about the weather. When we started this practice, I didn't realize how powerful or joyful it would be to commit to a creative practice through challenging times. Every day, taking a picture has required me to see with different eyes, even if only for a minute. I snapped this picture in 15 seconds on the pathway leading to my office. A practice I want to continue. Every day for the last 69 days, I've posted a photo with a title on our thread, and so has Kendra. It's a practice I want to continue. On day number 43, I texted a note to Kendra after posting my daily photo. Do you want to keep this up when the 100 days are over? Her immediate answer, yes, popped up on my screen. I was so glad. With the country and the world as they are, creativity matters. Friends matter. Community matters. I am so grateful to have found something that provides me with a daily reminder that there is beauty in the world. There is still wonder. There is awe. There is joy. We just have to look for it. We can't afford not to. And remember, every time you click the heart, leave a comment, or share a post, you're making it easier for new readers to discover the writer's journey. Want to start your own 100-day challenge? As I was preparing this post, I learned that there's a 100-day creativity challenge about to start on Substack and Instagram. It begins on February 22nd, but you could jump in at any time. And to learn more, follow the link in the show notes. And if, like Kendra, you would like to hike the Camino de Santiago and go on a personal pilgrimage, you could join me next September 6th through September 22nd. This famous pilgrimage trail, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, has attracted people from all over the world for more than 1,000 years. Our 17-day trip will combine 8 days hiking the last 100 kilometers of the French Camino de Santiago, with 6 days focused on creative expression. At the beginning, middle, and end of our trip, non-hiking days will be set aside for Laura to teach writing and our lead hiking guide, Brenda, to teach quick sketching and watercolor techniques, helping you experience and reflect on your journey. After 17 days in Spain, immersed in beauty and an intimate traveling community, you'll return home with a personal journal documenting your journey. Beginners in both disciplines are welcome, and the link to learn more will be in the show notes. Thanks for listening. I'll see you next week with another edition of The Writer's Journey.